Thanks for continuing to watch the Now Morning Show, your Thursday edition. So we're talking Tobago things, and joining me this morning is Mr. Joel Kirk, the president of the Speyside Fisherman Association, along with Ms. Radhika Connell, the interim public relations officer for the Speyside Fisherman Association, as we are getting ready for the Speyside Fisherman Weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, Trinidad.
I'm happy that you guys are here simply because we almost wouldn't have had this event because Beryl was posing a threat. So I'm very relieved that you all navigated to be here today. But before we start talking about the event itself, did that really put a damper on things at all? How was the preparation for both Beryl and the event? Can we start with you, Radhika?
All right. So luckily, we have to say thank God. Beryl did not touch Speyside like it did for other parts of the Tobago, the islands or the villages, more or less. So we have to be so much thankful for that. So it did not, affect us in some way. However, we were also looking at if anything happened, then we would have had to postpone the event as well too. So we just have to say thankful and thank God for not being affected by Beryl.
Now, Joel, in terms of the event itself, we're really seeing an evolution, a growth, I guess, because it used to be a one-day event, right?
Yes. Yes. So it initially would have been an event started off from the church, right? So they will bless the boat. So it was like a Thanksgiving somewhat. So they thanked the boat, bless the fishermen, right? And then it began where they will have that all-day event where they will have like the boat race, the fishing tournaments, and so forth. And that would have been in Luciville itself, where is it like the fishing area. And then it moved to a youth group. And so the youth group then evolved a little more. So it's just not just blessing the boat and having those activity with the fishermen. They actually evolved to party, having a little fisherman weekend. So it would have been the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday. And so you will have that weekend of activities for the whole weekend. It always falls on the first weekend in July. So soon as school closes, we had that. And it has been in existence for more than 20 years. And
Definitely.
then and so as we went ahead, COVID happened and then things stopped. And then after COVID happened, the Speyside Fisherman Association took it over. And so they are calling it the Rebirth, right? So last year was the first time they would have brought it back in. So there was Rebirth 1, and this year is Rebirth 2. And so we see where it is now not just a fisherman fete, it's now an organization that is bringing back activities together, also bringing back the initial setting where you will have the blessing of the boat, you will have those boat races and stuff like that. And they are also now adding charitable activities or more or less community-based activities to their setting.
Nice. So, Joel, you are definitely not a youth, as much as the youth took it over for a while. But as president, I'm sure you can give us some insight into some of the activities that we can look forward to on this the Rebirth 2. What can we look forward to this time around, Joel?
Okay, to our viewers on Trinidad and Tobago, Speyside is going to be, well, some people will say it's going to be the weekend to be in Tobago. Where we're going to have lots of activity. As Radhika already mentioned, we're trying to bring back certain things from the past into the fisherman from last year into this year also, where we are going to start organizing like more sports activity into the fisherman. So the community is going to be more together to come back together a lot. So like the Friday, Saturday is going to be a nice day, where the sport is going to start from roughly about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we're going to go all the way till about 7 o'clock. So there's lots of things to look out for in Speyside. So people come out, have some fun. And on the Sunday is going to be the boat racing, the blessing of the boat. So for the fishermen, you can all bring your boat and give it blessed. Because you actually are blessed because of the hurricane that supposed to hit Trinidad and Tobago, especially Tobago. It didn't hit us, so we are blessed. So we need to give God praise for that.
I like that you're bringing back to our celebration.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Now, Radhika, I want to come back to ask a little bit about some of the other persons that are involved. Joanne clearly shed some focus or shed a light on bringing the community together. But you also talked about going back to some of the original form, the blessing of the boat and those sorts of things. What other groups do we hope to bring together in terms of this weekend's events?
All right. So we're not just bringing the Speyside Fisherman Association together. We're also having the church involved, right, where they have to bless the boats. We're also calling on the families to come out, the older folks to come out and support, because not just having those novelty events, you're also having activities that the kids could be involving as well. So you're having swimming races as well too. And so it gives the opportunity for the different stakeholders in Speyside to support it. So you have boats, the boat tours that they can come and be in Speyside. You know, just not come and be a part of the fete, but then you could go to Little Tobago. You can go take a ride and take a tour to Little Tobago. You could also partake in the Gemma's Treehouse restaurant, and then we have Frank's restaurant as well too. And then there is a restaurant at Speyside Inn. So you have that opportunity. You could stay at Speyside, Blue Waters Inn, sorry. You can visit the Lookout. You can visit our water wheel. So we have that opportunity to you to come to Speyside and enjoy what we have, right? So it's not just the event as well. So we're trying to bring persons to Speyside and to enjoy our beautiful little village of Speyside.
While we're enjoying the village, I understand that this is evolving even more beyond the return, beyond the growth and the involvement of other stakeholders. There's intention to become altogether an NGO. So describe to me a little bit as to what the goals of the NGO will be and how that will impact things as well.
Right. So what it does is that it brings now more of a community-based structure. So they are having more or less village cleanup. So you're having that environmental part of it. You are also doing the charitable drive. So they had charitable Christmas last year. They would have done a charitable drive on the unfortunate family members. So they gave them Christmas goodies, more or less, right? They have activities for the kids. So the kids will now be more involved. So they had bazaar last year. It had a Christmas treat. They had a book drive last year for when school opened. So it is more or less giving back to Speyside. And part of the evolution is that long ago we will have the Speyside Fisherman and it will just be one weekend. And then that's it. But now, because it's all year round, you're having fundraisers for persons who may need surgeries and stuff like that. It's more or less out there. They are more contributing to Speyside itself. And then since Speyside now is like July is our special month because we have our Harvest Festival in July month and coming up as well too. That's the Tobago Harvest style. It is now part of the Tobago heritage as well too. So all of this is like promoting the village of Speyside. And so this Speyside Fisherman Association is another NGO that is trying to put Speyside together, right, as a community-based village, more or less, on an organization, but at least maintain Speyside, beautification, promoting the different activities that we have in Speyside, promoting the different businesses in Speyside, right? And so that is what they're about, more or less, for now. But as time goes by, they are going to evolve, right?
Yeah.
And there will be more activities on the forefront coming forward with the Speyside Fisherman Association.
Well, we're certainly going to be able to check in with both you, Joel Kirk, and of course, Ms. Radhika Connell, giving us the insight this morning that we can basically look forward to even more from Speyside. So best of luck with the event this weekend, making sure that everybody heads to Speyside Tobago, and perhaps we'll get an update for after as well. But for now, thank you very much for joining us, telling us all about the event, and hoping that it goes well.
Take care.
Of course, Joel Kirk, the president of the Speyside Fisherman Association, along with Radhika Connell, the public relations officer, giving us some insights into things that you may want to do this weekend in Tobago. But for now, we've got more that you want to do here in Trinidad, including planning early to go to Tobago this time.
Yes, I mean, it needs to happen.
We talk about it too much. We talk about it too much. We need to fully make sure that we book early and get across there.
We do, and we'll get there eventually, by all means. You know, one of the things I just loved about that conversation, again, a reason to book early, like you just said, is the fact that it evolved from our vets. So now this entire experience, it's beautiful to see the continued growth in Tobago, but also the investment by all stakeholders. That's something that's so important.
Favorite thing about Tobago's community events is always that the end goal is to promote Tobago as a whole, to make sure that that sense of pride, they talk about community cleanups and that sort of thing, they're taking it into their own hands and certainly making sure that the brand of Tobago is ready for the world. So we're going to continue to shine a light on Tobago after these messages here on the Now Morning Show, your Thursday edition.